A 27-year-old man walked downstairs and knocked on the door of the woman who lived directly below him. He told her he needed help moving a piano. Victoria Castle was 25 years old. She should be in a lab right now. She should be writing her dissertation. She should be alive. She was pronounced dead at the hospital hours later.
On the grass won't wash away. Undetected footprint.
Her name was Victoria Castle. She was 25 years old. She was a PhD student at Stony Brook University on Long Island. The kind of researcher who had already done everything right. The kind of student who earns a place in a doctoral program and keeps it. The kind of woman whose professors knew her name. Stony Brook University would later release a statement calling her a valued member of the Stony Brook University community. That is what universities say when a young woman is taken from them and the world is still trying to understand what happened. Victoria Castle lived on the ground floor of a house on North Oak Street in North Massapequa, Long Island. The man who lived in the apartment directly above her was 27 years old. His name was Joseph Horner. He was her sister's husband. North Massapequa is not a place people associate with this kind of violence. It sits on the south shore of Nassau County, a residential neighborhood on Long Island where the houses are close together, the streets are quiet, and the families on them have often been neighbors for years. North Oak Street looks like 100 other streets. Driveways, front stoops, lawns that back up to the yards of the houses behind them. The house where Victoria Castle lived and where Joseph Horner lived above her does not look different from any other house on that block. Two apartments, one shared staircase, one family split between floors. And a man, prosecutors would allege, who had been watching the woman below him for 9 years. To understand how a 25-year-old PhD student ends up dead in her brother-in-law's apartment on a Monday morning, you have to go back to 2017. That is the year Joseph Horner told police his interest in Victoria Castle began. He was 18 or 19 years old at the time. Victoria Castle was her sister's family, a young woman he would see at gatherings, in the same house, in the same orbit that a marriage creates between two families. Prosecutors from the Nassau County District Attorney's Office alleged that interest did not fade, it grew. It persisted through the years when he became a husband, through the years when he became a teacher. Joseph Horner taught music to elementary school children at the Oceanside School District on Long Island. His attorney, Gregory Grizio Polosis, told the court that his client was very well loved by his students and his colleagues, and that the allegations against him were not very in line with what his community, friends, and family believed. He had been married for 3 years. His wife was Victoria Castle's sister, and on Sunday night, she left for a bachelorette party. She was not home on Monday morning. Prosecutors alleged that Joseph Horner walked downstairs on the morning of June 29th, 2026, and knocked on Victoria's door. He told her he needed help moving a piano. A simple request, a believable one. She lived 12 feet below him. He was family. She came upstairs. According to the Nassau County District Attorney's Office, once Victoria Castle was inside his apartment, Joseph Horner attacked her from behind, placing her in a chokehold and then holding it until, in the words of the prosecutors, her body went completely limp. Prosecutors further alleged that he sexually assaulted her. He then changed his clothes and he called 911. The male caller requested police and an ambulance to this location for a deceased female. Those are the words of Detective Lieutenant Daniel Stiller of the Nassau County Police Department. When officers arrived at North Oak Street, Joseph Horner was not inside. He was not attempting to explain. He was not on the phone or in his car or 2 streets over. He was sitting on the stoop, waiting for them. Officers found Victoria Castle inside the apartment. They administered CPR. She was transported to a nearby hospital. She was pronounced dead. Horner told investigators he had been interested in his sister-in-law since 2017. He told them he acted that morning because his wife was away on his trip. 9 years, and the moment the door closed behind his wife, he moved. Joseph Horner was charged with second-degree murder. He appeared in court and entered a plea of not guilty. He was held without bail. If convicted, he faces 25 years to life in prison. The court signed an order of protection requiring Horner to have no contact with his own wife, the woman whose sister he had just killed. The Oceanside School District, where Horner had taught children music, placed him on administrative leave effective immediately. Stony Brook University issued a statement mourning Victoria Castle. Victoria Castle's family was in the courtroom. They did not release a statement to the press. There are no quotes here from the people who loved her most, only what was visible. That they cried, they held each other, that they were seated 12 feet from a man who had attended the same family gatherings they had for years, while none of them knew what he was carrying. A PhD student who walked upstairs to help someone she trusted. A sister who left for a weekend and came home to a crime scene in a courtroom. A facility, a department, a university who will leave one desk empty and call it a tragedy because there is no other word that fits. A classroom of elementary school children who will be told their music teacher is gone, in language carefully chosen to say as little as possible. Victoria Castle was 25 years old. She should be at a desk right now. She should be reading. She should be somewhere between the beginning of something and the middle of it. The particular momentum of a young life that has earned its next step and is still finding out what that step is. Instead, she is gone. And the man who took her life was on the stoop when the police arrived, sitting there, waiting, as if the only thing left to do after 9 years of obsession, after the piano, after all of it, was to let someone else come and take what happened next out of his hands.
Blood on the grass won't wash away. Undetected.